Oh, excuse me, Freddy Krueger.
Uh, Hello, everybody. Welcome to A.D.P.
Welcome,
A
welcome,
year
welcome.
later.
Yeah, about a million years later, we're starting up. We're starting up another episode of A.D.P.'sels, apples, dicks, and pretzels. Today we got Chucky in a Freddy Krueger hat. What of it?
Yeah.
But this video has been brought to you by Deer Park Water. Why? Because I like Deer Park Water. What of it?
That doesn't taste as good when I've got gum in my mouth. I said gum.
Mmm.
Alright, guys.
What delicious, juicy news do we have today for these lovely folks?
So let's go ahead and jump right into it and talk about some gaming news that's happened this week. Two special things happened this week. One, there was a Nintendo Direct, all dedicated to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and we had QuakeCon, which is a basically it's for like the company Bethesda and Blizzard.
So what's at this QuakeCon? What's this about?
So at QuakeCon, they had games like A Rage 2 there, Fallout 76, Doom Eternal, so on and so forth. Biggest news that came from QuakeCon was they showed off some new gameplay for Doom. Looked really, really good. They showed off some more boss.
Is it a new game or is it like DLC?
It's a sequel to from the original Doom.
It's a full new game.
Yes, it's a full new game. The gameplay looks really similar to the original, but a little bit more blood and gore and different weapons and new stuff and new things to do. But the biggest announcement that came with it was they're making a Switch version. Because at the beginning of E3, when they announced it at the convention, all they said was, "Hey, Xbox One, PS4," and then at QuakeCon they said they were doing a
Switch.
Yeah, which doesn't surprise me, but it's surprising at the same time. Since we did get Doom for the Switch, it's really cool that we're getting Doom Eternal. Awesome game. I love the first Doom, and Doom Eternal looks just as good. Before we talk about the Nintendo Direct, which shouldn't have been a Super Smash Bros. Direct, it should have been like, other things, because that's what I'd rather see. But we also got an announcement of the Resident Evil 2 Collector's Edition, which comes with the game and a typewriter controller. Full-on typewriter.
Imagine this, guys. The typewriter from the classic Resident Evil games as a controller. This sucker is huge, like an actual typewriter. And guess how much money those motherfuckers want? $900. You heard me. $900. Jeremy, are you going to get that for Christmas?
Hell no. I would never spend $900 on something like that. Though, it is cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's cool, all right.
But I would definitely not spend that much money.
Yeah, it's the way it looks is like it's old, like an old typewriter style, like directly from the Resident Evil game itself. But tell me, what all else do you get with it? Like $900 is pretty steep, but is it just the controller and that's it?
The controller in the game, $900.
Really, the game's like $60.
Yeah.
Controller is like what?
It might come with
$840.
it might come with the deluxe edition, which is $90.
Ooh, another $100 game.
By the way, they were telling someone commented and said that the stream looks horrible, like the video quality.
It's because our internet. Yeah, our internet is not that good at the moment. So I do apologize.
Hopefully it clears up when it gets posted after the live stream.
Yeah, hopefully after it's all said and done, I'll let it upload the HD quality and hopefully that'll fix it.
Yeah. But Resident Evil 2 looks amazing. I would love to have that typewriter, but not going to spend that kind of money. But to talk about the biggest thing that happened, the Nintendo had a Direct on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it was called the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct. I really wish they would have done.
Wonder where they came with that name.
I really wish they would have done a Nintendo Direct in general and showed off some of the games that they've said is still to come in 2018. Apparently, people were asking them why should they not be concerned because of the games they're announcing. And it doesn't look like a whole lot of games are coming out this fall. And they said, "Oh, we have surprises still left to come out in 2018," and we still have not gotten a Direct. So, but needless to say, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct showed off two brand new characters. Simon Belmont, which is from Castlevania. We all know him as the main protagonist of the series, and the villain from Donkey Kong, King K. Rool, the crocodile. So those two are brand new characters, and then we got 3 brand new Echo Fighters. If you don't know what Echo Fighters are like alternative characters to original characters. So from Fire Emblem, which will be an Echo Fighter to one of the Fire Emblem characters, and Dark Samus, which is an Echo Fighter of the original Samus.
Dark Seaman.
Dark Samus.
Oh.
Okay. Also, they announced a Ultimate Edition of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which includes the game, a GameCube controller, and the GameCube controller adapter.
Well, what my vagina?
Because we now learned that the GameCube controllers will work on the Nintendo Switch, the ones that was on the Wii U, but you have to have the adapter, and this all comes in one for a very steep price of $100. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, they announced there will be over 103 stages to play on, and there was rumors of what seems to be boss fights, and one of them was Rathalos from Monster Hunter. So, needless to say, it looks really, really cool. And also, there's going to be amiibos for all 5 of the characters announced, all 3 Echo Fighters plus the 2 characters they released. I'm excited for King K. Rool, Chrome, and Dark Samus. Simon Belmont, I'm not really a big fan of stuff.
A game that I'm looking forward to.
The one that's right here that you bought today.
Oh, well, since you brought it up literally and physically, yeah, I bought this game today, guys. It's probably blurry as fuck, so you can't see it, but it's We Happy Few, and I can't wait to get into this. Make sure to check out my gaming channel, Z3KO Gaming. I just hit 1,400 subscribers, by the way, so thank you guys so much for the support. And yeah, be on the lookout for videos of We Happy Few. But that wasn't what I was talking about. I was talking about the big cojones of games this year. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, yeah.
We finally got...
I can see the stream and it does look horrible, by the way.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see. Look how bad that is.
Jesus Christ, we look like Smurfs.
And it, like, where the service is so bad, it won't even let me play the video. Like, yeah, it's bad. Also, what Levi said, we switched places. I'm over there and you're over here, basically.
Oh, nice.
So.
That's pretty cool. Like, it's like the snap of a finger. Poof, now I'm over here. But Red Dead Redemption 2, we finally got some actual real gameplay of the game, and I have to say it looks pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I love the open worldness of it, the snow, the rain, all that kind of weather features that they have within the game. I think that's really unique. I love the dialogue that you can have. Like, you're just riding a horse down some desert, and you just see another person rolling on a horse. And, sup, man? What's going on with you?
And we all know Red Dead is basically a Western version of GTA, but I think what Red Dead does that the GTA doesn't is GTA is such a huge, vast world of cars to enter. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is more than that. Like, you can go into
Red Dead Redemption 2 is pretty much like an open space, more outdoors kind of feel.
And on top of that, I don't know how a lot of people feel, but I know me personally, I like games that are set in those type of time periods. That's why I love Assassin's Creed so much, because you're in a time period that's not now. I mean, I can always go down to Charleston or, Charlotte or wherever and, go down a street and be like, ooh, look at these pretty cities. I can't go into
can't walk in a
Western saloon.
1890 something.
Yeah, and so that's why I love those games. And I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be so great. Probably it's going to get Game of the Year since I don't see any game competing with it except for Super Smash Bros.
Okay.
No, I mean, in all honesty, a lot of people are going to be playing
Super Smash Bros. Neck and neck game there.
To me, best game that's coming out this year, Spider-Man. So I'm rooting for that shit.
Yeah, make sure to check out the trailer for the gameplay of Red Dead 2. My favorite part of that is just the fact of being able to communicate with, so many different characters. The fact that you can either make friends or not make friends. I think that's the coolest part. Is that all the gaming news that we had for the moment?
Well, that's all gaming news, yes.
Okay. We're going to jump onto my segment now. We're going to go on the chart. with the new PlayStation 4 Pro 500.
Yeah, which when you first told me about it, I thought you were talking about the
Yeah,
PlayStation.
he thought I thought it was fake. He's all,
well, no,
that's fake.
When you said PlayStation 500, I thought when I heard 5, I was like, no, they have not announced the PlayStation 5 yet.
For those of you who have not seen, I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it already. But on the chart, PlayStation Pro 500 is a limited edition PS4 because since since PlayStation first came out in 1994, they've officially sold over 500 million copies of a PlayStation system. So, as thanks, they're going to be sending out at least, I believe the total amount was 50,000.
Which, I mean, just putting it in perspective, most of those sales came from PS2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
PS2
really.
and PS4 did the majority of those sales.
But as a thank you, they're coming out with a limited edition, what they're calling PlayStation 4 Pro 500, which is a bluish-like system. It's really nice, actually. Right on the front, it has 4K Ultra HD written on it, and it has 2 terabyte hard drive. That fact alone makes the system really great. Like, I would love to be able to get this limited edition one, but honestly, I've already got a PS4 Pro, so I'm pretty set with it. But if you don't have the system or just have the extra cash to upgrade, then now would be your chance because this system comes out August 24th. But what you're going to want to do is pre-order first. If you don't pre-order it, you probably won't even get it.
I'll put it this way. I like Sony, and I think they do wonderful things with their company. I do want to say something that in the negative towards Sony on this one. You create a system that you're making limited quantities of for a 500,000 or 500 copy or millionth copy sold thing, and you're going to make it as good as the Xbox One with 4K actual quality, the price of an Xbox One, but you're making it limited to only a few people being able to get it. So basically, you made an Xbox One for however many people's gonna be able to get one, and the rest of the world just has to F off.
Yeah.
Sony, you lost that one. In my opinion, Xbox shouldn't even have done the Xbox One X because it's pointless. But I still think, Sony's just trying to squeeze as much more money as they can out of sales,
and
which is as useless.
Which is
as
actually
Nintendo.
kind of good
in a way.
Which is
as useless as the Xbox One Connect.
But, well, if you're a streamer, then you can.
If you're a streamer, you'll go get real good streaming quality because those cameras for PlayStation suck. And
in the following month, they're releasing a PlayStation 500 platinum, or not platinum, but gold headset as well. So, which is sold separately.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're interested in hooking up with this system, it'll actually on the front of the system. In the very middle, it'll say like 40,000 out of 50,000 systems, so on and so forth.
And if your copy is the date of the actual game's release,
yeah, if you get the copy that is the actual sale date of when the first sold, then that one is like worth just as much, if not more, than like one of 50,000.
Yeah.
So.
I'd say one's pretty expensive.
But yeah, that was on the chart for now. To you, Sir Jeremy. Have we had any interesting comments?
Mostly just people saying
complaining about the camera.
Or no, just saying the camera's bad quality, but they're watching it if it's a podcast and just listening.
Okay, well that's good. We should just do a podcast of this. I mean, it'd be great if we could do the visual, but podcast would be great too.
Yeah.
So, I do apologize. I don't understand why our internet is so bad all of a sudden. It literally started yesterday.
If everybody thinks the podcast would be better, I wouldn't mind setting us up a podcast setup because I think where we do a lot of talking instead of showing, it might be easier. Who knows?
Comment below and let us know which one would you rather see. Would you rather have a visual of the show, whatever the internet is good enough? Or would you not mind a actual podcast style? So please let us know.
All right. So moving on to the next topic, I'm going to go on to the gaming POV. and talk about the Nintendo Online service. So, we all have heard for about a couple months now that the Nintendo company was going to move towards using online services, a paid online service. So
like
Nintendo
Xbox
has finally,
Live and PlayStation Store.
yeah, I mean they finally have caught up to the rest of them on their online services. There's a few differences though, but it will work the same. You won't be able to play games online and stuff like that without the services. Go figure. You know, they have to make money. But Nintendo's been working on the service for a while now, and it was originally supposed to have been released last year in December, and it was officially announced that the services will be available the second half of September, and will cost $3.99 a month, $7.99 for 3 months, or $19.99 for 12 months. So $20,
which ain't bad at all, really,
which
for
is
$20.
1/3 the price of Xbox and Sony's. So
which is actually increased. Sony's is like $60 now, and Microsoft's
60.
is 70.
It's still 60.
Really, they went to 60?
It's still
Because
60.
last I heard, it was 70.
Still, it's always been 60.
Okay.
The service will allow users to play games online and backup data onto the cloud, which is what PlayStation and Xbox do now. And the biggest reason for me to this online service is they are going to be giving you access
Superman
to a rotating selection of NES classic games with features allowing them to play online with friends and so much more. So basically, every month, like PlayStation Plus has, you know, the ability to play certain games that are free for this month, and Xbox has the Xbox Games for Gold. Well, Nintendo has the NES Classics, so you're gonna be able to once up for that month, you're gonna have a certain amount of games you can play that are NES Classics for that month.
Will they also be getting like a free game a month, like PlayStation and Microsoft?
Well, instead of that you keep, you just have a rotating NES games that you can play for free. So let's say,
like one month it's this game.
Let's say September, I
get
get Super Mario 1, 2, and 3, Legend of Zelda, Legend of Zelda 2, and then those 6 games for that month I get to play that whole month for free whenever I want. And then when that month's over, those games will disappear, maybe that month. I haven't really went into full detail because the biggest problem that Nintendo's had with this online service is that we've gotten tidbits of information like the pricing, what most likely when we'll see it, what might be on. Not gotten an official announcement with an official release date, and it comes out next month. So the Nintendo Direct they had this past week for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was a waste for me because that's when we should have gotten the announcement for the online service and for the games.
And maybe they're just waiting last minute to kind of give you something along with the announcement. Like, okay, we're announcing that it is starting this time and date. Also, we're going to be giving you this free to play.
I know, but
off the bat.
But if you want to get people on board on your service and paying $20 for the online service, you've got to give it. It's not going to help you.
No.
It's going to not help them by waiting so close to the release date. That's my biggest problem with Nintendo is that they wait too long to do what they need to. This service has been announced last year in March. We were supposed to get it in December, and now here we are still sitting here not knowing anything about it other than a few select details.
Yep, we're just sitting here like a sack of rocks waiting on you
guys. But with it coming out in the second half of September, it really doesn't matter when we get information on it. We're going to get it next month anyways. And so I guess we're just going to see what happens with it. I'm excited to see what NES games are going to be on there, and I'm kind of hoping that they don't just stick to NES games. I'm hoping we see SNES, N64.
I was thinking if we do a podcast, I could do a "What's that sound" thing.
Oh
and be like, "What's the sound?"
It sounded like you jerking off in Deer Park water.
Oh yeah.
But the service should be pretty interesting.
We still did that under the table. What's the sound?
I know people don't. I know people don't like the idea of having to pay money for online services, and I know people don't really like that with the Sony or the Microsoft. But in my opinion, at least this is not like a $60 a month or $60 a year. I mean, service. This is $20.
Pretty harsh.
And $20, and you get to play online whenever you want. You get backup clouds.
Plus, if you're one of the people that have multiple systems like us, it's hard to be like, okay, I gotta pay $60 for the Microsoft one. Oh, and now I gotta pay the $60 for the Sony one. Oh, and here's $20 for the Nintendo. I mean, instead of it 60, 60, 60.
And I mean, I don't pay for PlayStation Plus anymore. I just don't. I don't
know.
play PlayStation enough.
Your
to
main
bother with
system
it.
is like Xbox. You mostly focus on Xbox. See, I mostly focus on the PlayStation 4. And I was actually debating about getting We Happy Few for the Xbox, but where I want to record me playing it on my channel, I decided to get it for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, and I mean,
But
Xbox is my main system for like the majority of my games. That's why I'm like literally less than 20 games away from 100 Xbox One games.
you should do a 100 Xbox game special. Where
Oh, do you know what my
full...
100th game is going to be?
Well,
I already counted it out based on what games I'm picking up this year. Resident Evil 2 next year in January. When I pick that game up that day, that'll be my 100th Xbox One game.
You should do like a special, like
unboxing
the
Trust
100th game.
Trust me,
Are you gonna get the typewriter?
If I had $900 to spare, yes, that would be a great 100th game.
Income tax.
But
Who needs to pay bills?
I do love Sony. I love their exclusives. Don't get me wrong. Sony just has the least amount of games I want for it because most of them are $2. NES games. I'm hoping with this I hope they don't just stop at NES because think of the possibilities if we get don't just stop at NES because think of the possibilities if we get N64, SNES, GameCube, Wii games. I mean, imagine if they go to moving towards a bunch of games, and it'd be worth it then.
Now, since they're doing that, where you can pay the $20 and you play the NES games, will that in any way devalue? Yeah.
Not. I mean, it depends. The NES classics, they don't have online capability to play with friends and stuff. So yes, the services where they add the NES games, they're gonna add more games that aren't on the
Because now people
the
be
NES
like,
classics.
well, instead of me buying an NES system, I could just pay $20 for the.
Well, the whole purpose of buying that system is for the nostalgia of playing old games.
Games at E3 this year.
Number 5, Gears 5.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Gears of War 5 is one of my favorite games of all times. I love Gears 5 is. The Gears of War series is my favorite series of all times, and I love Gears of War 4. I love what they've done with the idea of it, and Gears 5 looks really, really good, and for the first time we get to play as a female character.
Yes,
great.
About time.
Number 4.
Is she in the top 10? No, I'm just kidding.
Kate is, yes. Ghost of Tsushima is number 4. Looks like an amazing game by Sucker Punch.
Is that the PlayStation one? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Sucker Punch is
You do know
amazing.
that Xbox or Microsoft came out with their own version of that game, right? They showed it at E3. Do you think it doesn't compare at all?
No, Ghost of Tsushima knocked that shit out of the park.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima looks beautiful. It's made by a company who knows how to make a damn game.
Sucker Punch is an excellent company.
Sucker Punch and Naughty Dog and Insomniac are 3 of the best companies out there to making games. That's definitely except for Ghost of Tsushima. Number 3 for me, Spider-Man, hands down. That is my number 1 game I want to play this year. I love the Nintendo Switch games I've played. I love my Xbox games.
I mean,
there's so many good games coming out, but
Batman
this is
Arkham
awesome.
Asylum style, but a Spider-Man game is how I feel about it. That's just excellent. I think they should go that route with all superheroes, like a Batman Arkham style of the Hulk.
Well, there's
Batman Arkham style of Hawkeye.
Well, remember, Bethesda
Green Arrow,
is working on a video game universe of superheroes. And I remember they said that they're going to do similar to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and do a video game version of it. They're rumored part of that universe, and Spider-Man's the first game in that universe.
Speaking of which, I was highly disappointed whenever they did not mention the Superman game that Rocksteady's working on.
Because they're not ready. They've already said that they're not ready
I thought
to
for
show
sure
anything.
that and the new BioShock game, I thought for sure that would be at E3.
Both games were so recently announced that I understand that they're trying to hold off from announcing anything. They don't want to do a Final Fantasy VII remake that Square Enix did. Hey guys, Final Fantasy VII, 3 years later,
I'm pretty
not a
sure
thing.
the guy didn't come out there like that. Like, we know y'all just watched the video, but hey guys, Final Fantasy VII, see you next year. Rainbows and ponies.
But I mean, they even stated themselves. Square Enix said that they should never have announced Final Fantasy VII as early as they did because now there's 3 years of nothing on the game and they are still further along from releasing it. And Kingdom Hearts was the same way. So to me, not announcing the Spider-Man game, not announcing the Superman game and not announcing Bioshock is a good thing. They're waiting for the right time because, like Square Enix, they announced their games the year it's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, Fallout 76 coming out.
Hey guys,
Saturday. Saturday.
All right. Next up,
number 2, Cyberpunk. Not Cyberpunk. CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red made my most favorite game of all times. I can watch this game over and over again. I played all the DLCs. I can't wait to watch
PewDiePie play this one.
I will say I've never played a game's DLC and everything all the way through, except for Witcher.
Speaking of DLC, if I get you like, you need to buy the Prey game. Okay, so we can play the new DLC.
I don't like Prey.
But you like the DLC? It's like Prop Hunt.
I know, but I don't like.
Where I'm playing as human, you're an alien. You could turn into any object.
I know what the game is. I've seen the DLC.
Like we walk by and you'd be like, "Oh, but motherfucker!" And I'll be like, "Oh, you scared me."
Yeah, that's what you do. But Cyberpunk 2077 is based off of a tabletop board game created by someone completely different. And if you don't know what CD Projekt Red does, they take other worlds that's out there and they recreate those worlds in a better way. Witcher was based off of a book. They made those games not fully based on the books, but the characters and the world. And they're doing the same thing with Cyberpunk 2077. We didn't get no gameplay, but the video was good enough to make me want it more than anything. Remember?
Oh, I remember.
I called you in the middle of that conference when they announced Resident Evil 2 and was like, "Did you see that shit?" And TJ, my friend, was in the next room,
I
was
watching this game and like it showed the rat dying, and I'm like,
I thought
is
we were watching a VR game. I thought we were
something?
watching a VR game of some sort.
Yeah, I was like, is this Rat Simulator or something?
It wasn't until I saw the rat crawling up the thing and I saw two people struggling with each other and you could briefly see what looked like a police outfit.
See, I didn't see
and I was just like, Resident Evil 2, Evil 2, and then bam, it was Leon S. Kennedy, zombies.
Well, I saw the zombie, and I was like, another zombie game? Really? Because I didn't even think of Resident Evil.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden it showed Leon, and I was like, is this Resident Evil 8? And then it came up Resident Evil 2. Because it had such good graphics. I mean, this is 100... way different than Resident Evil 2, the original.
But you have to say, here's the thing.
I was like, oh shit.
And Jacob, you can pretty much agree with this. The best 3 E3 announcements for me was Resident Evil 5, 7, and 2.
Are you getting what system is that for?
Xbox One and PS4.
Okay, if you get it, are you going to be able to record you playing it? Because I don't think I'll get it.
I don't know.
I mean, I might. But see, I have all my Resident Evil games for Xbox, and I can't really record Xbox, so...
I don't know, it just depends if I can record it or not. I haven't been really wanting to do recordings of video games, but it depends. This game may be so good for me that I have to.
Comment below and let me know if you guys would like Jeremy to record that game.
Because honestly, I love the game so much.
My high five.
But that's what I want to say about Resident Evil 2.
Oh, go ahead.
The company who's making the remake, who's done everything to make this new remake of the game, has went on record already saying that this is not the last game they're going to do. And what they mean by that, and what they meant by that, was
that's totally not what I wanted to do. There you go. That's still not what I wanted to do. Well, fuck you too, camera.
This is what happens when you try to move camera around during the stream.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like, thumbs down now.
But
I'm gonna get more thumbs down than Levi.
But what they actually meant by that was that they plan on doing a remake of Resident Evil 3 because they've already stated that Resident Evil 3 is on their list of things.
Did they do a remake of 0 and 1?
They've already put them on the. They've already made an old. You've got it on your Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
They've
is
got
it like that good though?
I mean that good.
Like graphic wise and all that.
Oh, they're planning on doing what they did with Resident Evil 2 game. Oh, what 0 and 1 that you got? No, 0 and 1.
2 and then 3 is after that.
No, you have up there that came out 0 and 1 are full HD fixings of the old ones. They play the same way as the old one with the blotchy walking and stuff.
Gotcha.
But they didn't want to do that with 2. They wanted a full remake.
New game, basically.
And they've already they're looking at rumors of 3. There's a potential for rumors of remaking 4, 1, and 0. They want to redo it, and I think that's great. I would love to see 3.
I'll be all on board for 4.
If they do 3
4
and
is
they
best.
stop, I'm fine with that because I've already got 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and Revelations 1 and 2. I would love to see Resident Evil 2 coming out now, and I want to see 3. Amazing, best game. Moving on. Jacob, your top 5.
My top 5 is number 5, Fallout 76. Not only is it in West Virginia, but I think that it is probably one of the best looking Fallout games made. Um,
And I think
I also love the new battle system that they have for it, and also they're introducing the multiplayer mode, which I'm a little confused on how they're going to be doing it because it's a survival kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the beta is coming out next or in October, and it's a full game beta. Whatever you do, like they give you access to the full game right off the bat, and whatever you do will transfer over to the actual copy of the game. So
I understand there's gonna be a point where it stops you from going forward.
because
obviously,
yeah, you don't want to be like level 100 and then you buy the game.
Yeah. And I think the best part about Fallout 76 is they've got dedicated servers, so that way they don't have to worry about crashing. And they picked West Virginia. I mean, it's going to be so cool to go through and see things we already see and already have seen in person, but seeing it in a video game. It's one thing to see Rome, Japan, China, Russia, all these places that you get to play in video games, but West Virginia, of all the places.
This is actually the very first video game to have West Virginia in it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that I know of. And I mean, yeah, Silent Hill, the movie was based in the West Virginia, Silent Hill, whatever, but,
I think that was just movie only.
The reason they did that in the movie is because they wanted to pick somewhere that had fucking cannibal people. That's the only reason.
Well,
they're like, ooh, people
really.
have sexing with each other, and they're
It's actually the mountain backgrounds is why they chose it.
But they didn't even film in West Virginia.
I know, really.
Like Nevada or some bullshit.
Fallout 76 was announced with a collector edition that comes with an actual working helmet, power suit helmet, has the flashlight, the whole 9 yards. And if you pre-ordered it day one, you got it for $200. So I went ahead and pre-ordered it.
Twice.
Funny story, I actually pre-ordered it twice. I pre-ordered it once for Xbox and one for PS4. No, I do not want to buy it for both systems. But we're trying to get the Xbox One taken off.
The Xbox One's been canceled. It's just not removed from my pre-order section, so I need to contact
But yeah, right now, if you're wanting it, if the pre-orders are still available, it'll be $300, if not even more by now. Yeah. Because I was talking to a guy at work, and he was like, "Yeah, I had to pay. I had to pre-order $300 for my helmet." And I was just like, no, only the two.
Yeah, so now Jacob gets to finally enjoy his Pit Boy while he wears his helmet.
Yeah, I'll be wearing the Pit Boy, getting the helmet. I guess the next game's going to come with the pants.
I mean, the next game will come with the body armor.
Yeah, and I'll be
finally.
Yeah, I'll be one of them guys.
That'd actually be cool if they made the whole body armor. Like, that would just be cool.
But it also comes with a map of West Virginia that actually glows in the dark.
Which I'll probably steal from you.
And my phone's going to die.
It's weird that I don't even care about the...
There it goes.
I don't even care about the helmet. I just want the map of West Virginia.
Death Stranding.
Which needs to come out already instead of keep showing us videos.
I'm glad that we finally got to see a pinch of gameplay, but still, what the hell is it even about? But I'm still looking forward to it. Last of Us Part 3 is Part 2 is number 3. Beautiful, gorgeous game. Absolutely love the gameplay that they showed.
Lesbians.
Number 2, Gears 5. Enough said. Lesbians. Also, number 2 is Gears 5.
Rumor that the main character from the last one's dead. Just saying.
Yeah, number 2 is Gears 5 because it just looks so freaking amazing. And finally, my number 1, it was the one game I really wanted to see during E3. I said it from the very beginning. If they show this, that'll be everything that I want, which is Dying Light 2. That is the number 1 game I'm looking forward to playing. So, Shazam.
A little quick thing to say about Gears of War 5. I do believe that the game will release with the new Xbox system that's coming out. The Xbox rumored Scarlet.
Excuse me.
I think that's honestly the plan. But
keep talking. I got a plan.
You got a plan?
Yeah.
I was gonna say you gotta plug your charger in.
I know.
Do you need me to do something with this?
Unplug it. You'll see some behind the scenes for A.D.P. Plug that part into there.
All I know is this ADP episode needs to end as soon as
I
possible.
think. Or is it the other way around?
You need this.
Yeah.
I need this. And the reason I said it needs to end soon is because it is hot. It is hotter than Sadie's Hades nutsack.
It's hotter than Sadie's vagina in here.
As Hades nutsack.
Actually, my phone is like on fire.
Yeah, and I'm starting to
so
sweat.
it might be a bad idea
into
to
my
do
shirt.
this.
So let's hurry up and end this ADP, Jacob. All right.
Yeah, we'll speed through it. Sorry, guys.
Jacob, go grab the camera.
Grab the camera?
Yep.
He waits until I sit down to say grab the camera.
Real quickly, you need to hold it. Come right here.
Holy shit, my phone is on fire.
All right, Jacob.
It's like burning.
All right.
All right, what are they looking at, Jared?
They're looking at the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo 3DS WarioWare game.
Which is weird as can be.
Which I'll explain a little bit, but I want to show you some gameplay real quick, and then I'll explain what you're seeing. This game is probably one of the funnest games I've played on the 3DS in the last couple of years. How many stages have I done? 3. I'll do 5 stages, and then we'll talk.
So after a while, it speeds up on you.
Last stage, and then I'll move on. Alright. You move the camera back over there. So that's really quickly wanted to show you that for a reason. Okay. You may want to move that back over there. Hey guys. You guys can see all the sweat on my face.
It's like boiling in here.
Woo! Working under these conditions.
We should go over our contract again.
No wonder we don't do this very often. Alright, so I'm doing a video game review on WarioWare Gold.
Which is the game that you just saw, right?
Yes, that's the game you just saw. This game came out on August 3rd, which was this past week on Friday. So 1 week ago last Friday. It released for the Nintendo 3DS. This game is just like the Mario Party Top 100 that also released for the Nintendo 3DS last year. And then what I mean by that is this is a game that has a compilation of all the micro games across the entire franchise of WarioWare. Mario Party Top 100 was the top 100 Mario Party games, you know, all compiled into one game, and this is kind of what they did with WarioWare Gold. It also has each of the games has been given a new update to better control schemes and the way they play. It is also the first game in the series to feature a fully voiced cutscenes, which is what you saw at the very beginning when I was playing the little cutscene that I skipped. Fully voiced the whole way through. It also includes 300 micro games, but here's the modes you can play. In WarioWare Gold, you have story mode, challenges, and a section called, which is basically all the collectibles you can get in the game. Out of the 300 micro games in it, they're separated into genres for the main story. The genres are Wario's games, sports, That's Life, fantasy, Nintendo classics, and they're also separated into control schemes as well. There is mash, twist, touch, and blow. Basically,
all on a Friday night.
Basically, this is the way it works. I
want to get mashed and twisted. Touch me, then blow me.
So what you saw me playing was the very first level called Mash, which is, and I played Nintendo as the genre I was playing. So Mash is where you use the A button, the A button, and the D-pads to do the games. Twist is where you use the motion control within the system to move it this way or that way. Touch allows you to use the touch, stylus to touch the screen to do the mini games. And below, there's a little microphone right here that you blow in to do the mini games.
Well.
Yes, and then there's also the ultimate levels, which is all four and all in one. So basically, each game will switch between the genres, and you won't know, and it'll just give you a very quick warning. And it's very challenging when you're playing it. Out of the 300 games, only 54 of them are brand new. The rest of the games are all from previous WarioWare games. This game is a compilation. The goal of this game is to complete the micro games back to back and to see how many of you can do without failing. You're given so many failures before you have a game over. The goal of the campaign is to complete as many of those games to get to the boss stage. Once you beat the boss stage, you beat that game, and you can go back and replay that same stage, but go as far as you want until you get finished. So basically, you can go to see what your highest score is. It's a very important game to pick up for the 3DS. The 3DS is dying. It lived within a couple of years to the Nintendo Switch, and this is one of those games that give you a reason to pick the 3DS back up. WarioWare is such a fun game, Jacob. You watched me play it a few times today.
Yeah, it looked kind of fun.
And it's fun. And what I did was the Nintendo levels, because that's my favorite levels. It's just a fun game. They're stupid little mini games that take maybe 3 seconds to beat, but it's just enjoyable. I've actually put 20 hours into this game already, and the game could be beaten in probably 2 or 3. But I recommend picking this game up. It is so much fun. It's not about like being very complicated. It's more about skills and seeing how quick you can go with the pace and so on and so forth. To me, I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. Very great. And there's only one more.
I didn't get a 10.
I didn't give it a 10 because it should have been on the Switch.
Yeah, instead of that small.
To me, I think with the 3DS is dying, I don't think it needs to be on the 3DS. But I'm glad that I got it. I'm glad there's still.
Maybe that's why they did it for the DS system, and they're like, well, we need something to bring.
But there's a lot of things about that's frustrating, and I wish there was more to do other than just repeating the mini games. And I haven't discovered everything, but as of right now, it's an 8.5. Yeah. But if you're wanting to know what the next 3DS game you should pick up should be, it is the HD remake of Luigi's Mansion. That's coming out on the Nintendo 3DS.
And our final topic for the day, Cosmic Corner, which is all about comic books or comic book related stuff. Next month, they're going to be sending out the very first rated R DC comic book besides The Watchmen. They're calling these comics the Black Label Comics. And the very first one comes out next month called Batman Damned.
Which I want.
Basically, comic book writers are limited to the stuff that they can do. And so what the Black Label are is they have free roam to do whatever they like. They can add more blood. They can add nudity if they want. They can have cussing.
Death.
I mean, just anything they want. They can just write about whatever. But the first issue, Batman Damned, is coming out next month, which is going to be... Also, we have brand new animated movies coming out, and also a DC Universe subscription service, which I will first talk about the animated movies.
So this movie just came out called The Death of Superman.
Yeah, here's one that first came out. It's The Death of Superman.
And that's not the first movie that's came out. If you've ever heard of the DC animated universe, there is movies like Batman the Dark Knight, Batman the Killing Joke, Batman Ninja, Justice League,
these are just the new ones.
Justice League Doom. Those are all the movies that's coming out in that series, and the point of them is kind of to take old comic book storylines, do them, add new twists to them, make them fresh. And they've got a few new ones, which Jacob's going to tell.
As you saw, one of them was The Death of Superman. Then they have The Reign of Supermen.
Of the Superman.
Justice League versus the Fatal Five.
Can you explain what these are?
No, because I don't really know.
Okay, well, Reign of the Superman is the sequel to this. This is the part 1, and that's the part 2. You know in the comics how in Death... Well, spoilers. You know how Superman dies, and then afterwards there's a resurrected one that has like that dark suit and
hurry
everything
up
else.
Because if it overheats, we'll have another repeat of last time.
That's the Reign of Superman. Justice League vs. Fatal 5 is based off of a graphic novel called Fatal 5, which is a villain group.
Then the best one of the whole animated set, Batman Hush, which is probably going to be the greatest anime film ever made. And then you have the Wonder Woman's one,
which is the very first animated Wonder Woman movie since the 2009 one, so 9 years ago.
Yeah, but be on the lookout for all of those. Now, into the big cojones, the DC Universe subscription service, which is just called DC Universe. What it is it's a program. It's basically Netflix.
Holy crap, Jacob! Your phone is slow motioning right now.
Woo! It's basically Netflix, but nothing but DC Comics. You have access to all the animated cartoons. You have all access to the animated movies. You
Not
have all
all
access to
yet.
the newer superhero movies like Justice League and Suicide Squad.
There'll be
All the
access.
older ones.
Yeah, there's access to certain ones that start.
Well,
Not
yeah, not
every.
right off the
And
bat.
the biggest ones that are going to be missing that I know a lot of you aren't going to watch, Supergirl,
The
Arrow,
CW show.
the CW shows, and the reason that is because they have a current contract with Netflix and they have to keep that contract. I'm assuming once that contract is over, everything's going to go onto the service,
Yeah.
which would be better.
But it also has brand new come out like Titans, for example,
Which is
which
the first
actually
show that comes
appears in 2018.
which is going to launch with the services, I believe.
Then they have a Swamp Thing show, Doom Patrol show, Stargirl, Young Justice,
And then two
Outsiders,
and these last two
and
he's about to
Harley
name
Quinn.
both
Outsiders and
animated
Harley
series.
Yeah.
The Harley Quinn is a adult animated series, so it's gonna be very adult themed.
Now, here is the price. It will cost $74.99 for a full year service, or $7.99 per month, and basically it has most animated movies, TV shows, animated shows, the digital comics, which this is actually cool. If comic books, you can actually read the digital comics on the actual TV. And it ranges between actual issue number 1 of Action Comics, the original, all the way up to current date, which I think is really cool.
So you have to purchase.
I think you. No, I don't think.
I'm
you have
hoping
to
that if
them,
you are purchasing the $7.99 a month thing, that you actually get comics for free.
Yeah, I think you can do that, but we'll
because
just
Marvel
have to
has
see
their
into
own
it
version
a
of
little more.
that.
But also you can get access to action figures and stuff through their service as well. But it'll be all the other stuff will be released in early 2019, but they're going to be starting it sometime this year with the Titan shows.
Yeah.
It's to release late 2018. So
yeah, it's going to be available on iOS, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV, or any web browser.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be really cool. I mean, I know
it's an interesting idea. Oh, and also I forgot to mention, if you go ahead and pre-order now, you get an extra 3 months for free. Yeah. So you get 15 whole months of checking it out. So.
Yeah. Just to go over a few that have actually been officially announced to be on there. Batman Animated Series will be on there from the start. Young Justice Original, the Teen Titans Animated Series. Movies is going to be all the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, the Dark Knight series, the more recent Batman vs. Superman and Justice League. A bunch of the animated movies from the DC universe will be on there, which almost all of them are on Hulu now, but all of them are going to be on there as well. So it's definitely worth looking into. They got the Lois and Clark TV show and the original Superman TV show. So basically, if you're a DC fan, you plan on wanting to see all those things, you need it. I think we're probably going to try it out. I think we'll probably start with like the $7.99 a month to start with, just to see how it works. And then if it's worth it, it's worth it. I'm hoping it is. But I personally, just for all the new shows we're going to see, I want to be able to watch them. So.
We're going to skip the questions part for today because we're just now starting it all back up again. What time do you believe we should do A.D.P? Maybe 2 weeks?
Yeah, not this weekend coming, but the weekend after.
Alright, so we're going to skip 2 whole weeks. We're not going to come back next Saturday, but we're going to be coming back the following Saturday with another episode of A.D.P. Like I said, please comment below and let us know whether or not you would like a podcast style or still the visual style. Because sometimes we don't really have that good props to really show. I don't know what you're trying to do, hiding the face. See you guys
I was moving the table and it looked like Chucky was like moving across the screen.
Well, but yeah, go ahead and comment below when the video is up, and you can comment below and ask some questions, and we'll come back in 2 weeks and answer them.
It is so hot, guys.
Okay. Superhero / villain of today. What should it be?
Venom.
Venom. Also check out the second, either second or third trailer to the Venom movie that's coming out.
Which
'Cause
we'll
it
go
is
in more detail
fantastic.
in October when the movie comes out.
Yeah, but Venom is such a badass character.
Also,
thank you guys for joining
Check
so
out my
much.
Carnage video of me opening up the Funko Pop. Badass pop.
Levi says the stream is cleared up now, naturally, because we're ending it.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Z3KO Trinity. That was my brother, Batman Dragon. He hauled ass out of the room. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. And please comment below and let us know what you thought of today's episode. Deuski.